Hi guys, Steph here. Right, what have we got for you today? Can anybody tell what it is? Let's give you a couple of the different angles. Yes? No? Well, let me tell you what we have here. We've got a lovely, handsome Watermans Champion 501 fountain pen made in England. You can see it comes in this black colour. No chasing, just a simple, clean, black colour. You'll notice it's got this lever, so it's a lever fountain pen. You can see it's got what we term as a spade lever, which hopefully by looking at it is self-explanatory. And then if I take you to the cap band there, you can see it's got a gold-filled cap band. It's not a large one, it's not a small. I would say it's a sort of medium-sized cap band. And then further up there you can see we've got this, I won't say recognisable because the clips were slightly different at this particular period, and you can see it's got this, it sort of slightly tapers towards the end of the clip there, and you can see it's got Watermans written on the clip itself. So let's give you a sideways view, and then it's a rounded sort of top towards the top of the cap there. All in all, a lovely, handsome fountain pen. It may have actually been within the period. Now when I say period, I'm dating the pen sort of 1950s, maybe slightly earlier, and it may have been what we have termed as an economical pen at the time or the period. But although saying that, in my opinion, it's a superb made, quality made fountain pen, just as good as any major manufacturer of the period, your Conway Stewarts, your Schaeffers, etc. Although saying that, it looks, the shape of it is very similar to some Schaeffer pens of the period. But all in all, a very nice quality made fountain pen. Now let me show you the barrel imprint for you there, and you'll see it says Watermans Champion 501, and then to the very bottom it has made in England. Let's give you a slightly different view of it. So there's the barrel imprint, again nice and clear. All in all, a beautiful fountain pen, and no nonsense fountain pen in my opinion. So let's unscrew the cap for you. Let's give the pen the customary twirl, give you some sort of different angles so you can see the pen. It's been fully serviced, fully cleaned, polished, etc. Incidentally, the lovely thing about this pen, when I actually disassembled the pen, inside we still had the original Watermans sack. Look at that, that's quite unusual. Obviously you can see it says Watermans on the sack, which is something they don't do nowadays, but it still had the original Watermans sack, although it's still quite supple. As with all the pens, I actually put brand new sacks in them, but as you can see there, from sort of the 1950s, still pretty good. But as I say, the interesting fact being that it's got the Waterman name on the original sack. So let's get back to the pen. Let's show you the section. You can see it's got quite a standard, slightly tapered section with this ridge towards the nib. Let's show you the nib. And what you'll notice on this particular pen, I believe the nib may have actually been changed, because what we've got on this pen is the Account Watermans 14 karat W-2A nib. Okay, let's give you another angle like so. Let's give you a sideways view. Let's show you the feed underneath. You can see everything is lovely and clean. The feed has even been cleaned, as with all the pens I restore. So as I say, I think that the nib actually may have been changed so that somebody from the 1950s who had this pen replaced it with this account nib. And for you people that don't know, the account nibs tend to be quite a stiff nib, and I believe they were used, and well, in the period when people used I forget the name of the paper now, oh my word, my brain's not with it today, when they actually used the blue paper that actually left a copy underneath. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it, but either way, hopefully you'll know what I mean. So let's see how the pen writes. So what we'll do is dip the nib in the ink, pull the lever. Looking over the camera, can see lots of bubbling going on, which is precisely what I'd like to see. Incidentally, the name that I couldn't remember has just come to me. It was carbon paper. So the account nibs, with them being hard nibs, I believe were used for people that were working with carbon paper. So let's see how the pen writes. So what we've got is a Watermans. As we said, it's a Champion, and the model number being the 501. We're dating the pen around about the 1950s, and well, as I said a little bit earlier, the nib is a account nib, and by writing, it's writing with a fine line. On the downward stroke, we're getting a fine line. On the cross stroke, we're also getting a fine line. So there's no variation in the nib as you would expect from an account nib. If we do the figure of eights for you, once again you can see the line is a fine line. So once again, the account nib was used with, I believe, the carbon paper. So it's a quite hard nib, but saying that, as you can see, it's a lovely writer and writing with a lovely fine line. So there's a writing sample. Let's pop that to one side. Let's pop the cap back on, and let's keep it at that. So there we have it. A very nice Watermans Champion 501 fountain pen, made in England. A lovely example. I can't recall if I told you, but the size from the top of the cap to the bottom, 134mm capped around the barrel. It's a nice 11mm in diameter, but all in all, a lovely quality made fountain pen from Watermans from around about the 1950s, and hopefully what we'll do, we'll try and find a lovely home for this pen. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and if you possibly can, why not support as well. But for now, I'll just say bye bye for now.